Hola, my lovelies. It's me, author Alexandrian Fonte, coming to you a little bit different today. I'm actually home early today. As you can see, the beautiful sun is out. I have to close the window because the freaking traffic is so loud. But anyway, so I wanted to come a little bit different today because I'm just enjoying the sun, even though it's kind of like hot. But this Disney type window that I have in this room, it pretty much lets all that beautiful sun in, but it's also hot as so. Got back from the gym, went to get my daughter's birthday invitation. So now I'm just at home chilling. And so I decided to do a review today. Yesterday I told you guys that we would be reviewing author... Just a second. Yes. We would be reviewing author T.C. Clarke and her book Brodrick, a dark romance with the Notorious Scot. So it's the Campbell Brothers series, and I am definitely going to read Cole. So now, isn't Cole such a cool name? Everybody has a Cole. I even have a Cole in one of my books. And so, actually, no, I don't. That's a lie. No, I don't. Maybe I should make a Cole. Anyway, no, I don't have one. So this book is called, like I said, it's called Brodrick, and what it is that the main character, Gabby is an orthopedic surgeon. She is a prodigy, where she graduated high school at 14 and then she went off to college. And so she was pretty much a prodigy. This is a BW MW, which basically means black woman, white man romance. So technically just interracial romance. I guess a lot of times most African American women are starting to label their books black woman, white man, because of the fact that interracial could be, it could be a white man and a Asian woman, or a white man and a Latino woman. So they put the BW MW. So basically, you would know that the main female character is black, and so this is a black woman, white male interracial romance. And so basically, Gabby is on the run. She's been on the run for the last 2 years. 3 years. 3 years. And so what it was is she was like at the height of her career. She was an orthopedic surgeon, and she mostly worked, from what I got, she mostly worked with kids. And so she was at the pinnacle of her career. And so as far as like dating and men and stuff, she's like my daughter. She don't have time for that. She's trying to make something of herself. And so she was all about her career. And so she never felt like she needed a man to in that department, because her focus was on her career. And so she basically becomes a surgeon. Finally, she lets someone in, and she starts dating this guy named Mark. And so he's like a well-renowned surgeon, plastic surgeon. He's like, 10 figures basically, and so he was everything. He was Danish. I believe she said he was Danish, or was he French? Maybe it was French Danish, one of those. But anyway, and so he's like very handsome. He's just like, every woman's dream. And so all of the other women were jealous, because the more she told him no, she wasn't interested, the more he pursued her. And so they started dating, They'd been together for about a year. She thought everything was beautiful. She was falling in love with this guy. And then he went off to a medical conference. And so she happened to thinking to surprise him, girlfriend type thing. She decided to clean his garage and organize it and do all that stuff. And so as she was organizing and cleaning his garage, she found this book. And so she starts going through the book and she realizes that it's some kind of journal. And then as she's going through the journal, she's like, what the freaking frack? And so she goes and she starts looking this stuff up online. And these are actually murders. And so she coincides them with all of these freaking medical conferences that he says he's going to, and each one he went to, there was a female kidnapped and murdered. And so she's like, okay, I gotta get the F out of Dodge. And so she goes and she convinces her next door neighbor, who is a police officer, to go with her to his cabin, because he had her get like this GPS app on her phone. And at the time she thought it was because he cared about her and he wanted to make sure that she was always safe. No, what it was, he was trying to figure out where she was at all times. And so she convinces the next door neighbor, who is the police officer, after she showed him the journal and all of this stuff that she collected together, and she convinces him to go with her to basically confront him. And so he does, and basically he winds up shooting the police officer in the head. And so she knew she was there because of the fact that he had the GPS tag on his phone. And so she starts a little fire in the back of the cabin to get his attention, to distract him from the guy, but he wind up killing the guy. And so he went to investigate the fire, and then because when they got there, they could hear a woman's screams. And so she went in to get the woman, and I can't say what he did because this is a PG channel. He did something very, very horrendous to this lady. And so she goes in there, she gets the woman, and she helps her. It's a girl. She's probably 19, 20 years old. And so she gets her and she helps her escape. And so they're running through the woods and everything. And so she can hear him following her. And she's thinking, if I could just hold on because before the police officer got shot, he called in for backup. And so she's like, if I could just trek through these woods, which was freaking hard because she's got the girl with her trying to save the girl as well. And so she's like, if I could just trek through these woods for right now. Whoops. Y'all excuse my hair. She's like, if I could just trek through the woods with this girl, we could waste time for them to get here to help rescue us. And so she does. And finally the police get there. And unfortunately, they get the girl, they take it to the hospital, but unfortunately it's sorry, I let a darn fly in here. Unfortunately, it's they get the girl, they get her to the hospital, but unfortunately she dies. And then also on top of it, when she started the fire to distract him, she burned down the whole entire cabin. So the only evidence that they have against this douchebag is her testimony and this journal. And so basically for the last 3 years of her life, she's been running from this man. And so they find out that he has been killing people for 10 years. 10 whole years. And they can't do anything about him because the evidence against him was in that cabin that she accidentally burned down. And so they can't hold him. And so finally they caught him and they arrested him. But then he pretty much escaped. And so he's on America's Most Wanted list. But the thing is that he's like, no, I have to get her. And so he doesn't want, because in the incident when he was chasing the girl, She put the girl down to distract him so he wouldn't continue with her. And then he like sliced her in the back. But the way he did it, the police and the forensics and everything were saying, they said that he wasn't trying to kill you because he's a surgeon. He could have easily killed you. When he sliced you, he missed every major artery, not to mention your spine. So he wasn't trying to kill you. And so you find out in the book that he's not trying to kill her. She's the only person that he has ever matched wits with. And so he wants her to be his mate, to have his children, to do all of this stuff with his crazy, you know what. And so for 3 years now, she has been on the run from him. And like he'll get close to her, and every time he does, he winds up killing people. And so basically, since this happened, he has killed 10 people that they know of since she got away from him. Just in that time period of her being gone and on the run, he's killed 10 people. Okay, so she takes a job as a nurse's aide or a caregiver at this hospital. And so she meets Jack, an honorary old Scotsman who's like 91 years old. And so basically he'd had 5 nurses before her. And so finally she's like, no, you know, no one's taking your crap with your old butt. And so he winds up loving her like a daughter. And so his daughter at the time is strung out on drugs and she can't deal. And so basically they find out later in her life that she's actually bipolar. And so she would go off her meds, and then she would go like on these binges, like a manic binge for like months on end. I understand that because my brother, he had issues like, or he has issues like that too, where he would do the same. And so so she goes on a bender. And so in the Campbell family, which is Jack's family, the old dudes, they have like a lot of family issues. And so Jack didn't help. He left, and basically he had gone to it. The rift between the family had been so bad for so long that he was ashamed to say anything. And so now he's dying of cancer. And instead of reaching out to his family, he's like, no, you know, pretty much because, you know, he's ashamed. And so she becomes the only thing, like his shining light or whatever. And so he wants his daughter to get off drugs. He told her everything, like, about his life. He knows, and it's like finally she told him about her life and the fact that she was on the run from a serial killer. And so, so basically, he leaves her everything that he has. But he does it for a reason. He doesn't give it to her. He wants her, because she doesn't want his money. I mean, she has money of her own. She was a prodigy. She was an orthopedic surgeon. She actually wrote a book. She developed a certain procedure, so she has money. Her money is like hidden in accounts because she can't use it, because if she does, the douchebag is gonna find her. And so she didn't want his money, so he didn't do it for that reason. He did it so she could help him help his daughter. And so he didn't know how to do it for the daughter, to where she would get the inheritance, to where she couldn't sell the land, where she couldn't go on like a coked out, cracked up, whatever, you know, binge and just rid herself of everything. So he basically put everything in Gabby's name. And so he wants Gabby to help her so she can get like her life together, and then she can give it to her with stipulations. So basically the family finds out that Jack, 91 years old, has left everything he has to this woman, which is Gabby. Nothing to his daughter. So of course they are livid and they're talking trash, and then she actually met Jessica, which is the daughter, on one of her benders, and she said she was a whore, she was trash. I mean, sorry, I forgot PG channel. She was a, you know what, she was trash, she was this, she was that, and that she basically stole her father's money. So the family automatically has the idea that she is a gold digger. Sorry, I need it. They automatically think that she's a gold digger. They don't know anything about her. All they're going to buy is what Jessica is saying. And so basically, she's already told the family all kinds of trash about her. And so she shows up. She shows up in Scotland because this is where they are. The book starts from you get Gabby's backstory, and she's from New York and all that stuff. But then she flies to Scotland to help his family. And so Brodrick, which is the oldest brother out of four, he automatically hates her. He automatically doesn't want anything to do with her because he feels like she's a gold digging, you know what, and that she just stole his Uncle Jack's money because Jack was 91 years old and he was done. And so he doesn't want to hear anything that she has to say. But what he doesn't know is that Jack left Cole a letter first. Cole is the second brother. And so Cole knows everything because in the letter, Jack told him everything. And so basically, it's hate at first sight, and then she meets his daughter Ainsley, and Ainsley really likes her, and then he realizes that he has feelings for her, and so blase, blase, blase. And then guess who shows up? The house burns down, like a New York apartment building burns down. They saw him on camera go into because the one FBI agent, Nate Rodriguez, he's like, no, he's not dead because he killed his fiance. His fiance Amber was trying to protect Gabby, and so in the protection of her, Amber winds up getting killed. And so Detective Rodriguez, FBI agent Rodriguez, he's on the hunt for him. He's killing him regardless, whether it's job or not. He's killing him. And so basically, that's where I'm going to stop because I don't want to ruin this book for you guys. This is a really, really good book. This book gets a 5 stars because it was intriguing. It had drama. I love the fact that he was I don't love that he was a serial killer, but I love the drama of that. And his crazy, you know what, and the life that, she's pretty much a bad, you know what, because of the fact that she's dealt with this for 3 years. Every time he thinks he's got her, she's gone. And so finally they have a face-to-face meeting to where she's like, no, this ain't happening no more. And so basically, if I had to start this book, I would start this book a 5 stars because it was that good and it was that intriguing and it kept you on your seat and you wanted to know what was going on. And so basically, you go out and get this book because it is an awesome book. It's called Brodrick, A Dark Romance with the Notorious Scots, and it's the Campbell Brothers. It's 4 of these sexy brothers, and she describes them in the book, and they all sound hot. And Brodrick is the oldest, and then you have Cole, you have Liam, and then you have Tatum. And so each of these sexy brothers, one is a chef, one is a world-renowned chef, one is a professor, which really interested me. One is a professor, and then the other one, Cole, is an investigative detective because he was a police officer. I don't know if he was at the yard or he was MFB or something like that, because she says that he was in London as well. So that was probably the time when he was a police officer. So he was probably either the yard or MFP or something like that. But anyway, and so it's 4 of these sexy brothers. So this is the book once again. It is called Brodrick, and I want you guys to go out and get this book. It's by author T.C. Clark. Can you see that? And it's so good. It's really good. I give this book a 5 stars because it kept me on my seat. It kept me with oh my God, this is so good. And that's pretty much it to this review. Tomorrow we will be reading. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Just 1 second. Tomorrow we will be reading. I'm not exactly sure yet. We will be reading. Here we go. Just 1 second. She isn't on our roster either. I haven't gotten any romances. I haven't gotten any actual romance. Wait, actually, I think there's one by Indy Jones. So I will probably read that one. I'll probably do that one next week. Yeah. And then I think author Don Wright was also going to send in another book. If you guys are out there watching that, please do. And so tomorrow we're going to review Darielle Ray. And the book is called Saber, Dark Sentinels Book 1. And she is a USA Today best-selling author. So this is a book that Jen sent me as well. She really liked this book, and so she sent this one to me. And so this is who we will be reviewing tomorrow. And then next week on Monday, we will be reviewing author Indy Jones's contemporary romance. This time, it isn't a paranormal; it's a contemporary. And if you would like to submit your book for another review, please do so. Just make sure you guys pop on the channel. Send us your emails, and that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much it for this review tonight. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'm coming to you a little bit different tonight because I'm tired and I don't feel like setting up all that stuff. So I just figured, hey, why not? Hey, why not? And so that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow with a new review. Thanks bunches, guys. See you later.